Alright, so we got our strategy for you today, and I'm looking forward to casting this one. This is played at around 1700 ELO, and it is quite powerful, especially if your opponent goes for a more passive approach. I really like this build order in general. It's super duper tight, but it can work very, very effectively. I love how Capture Age just shakes my stuff like no other. It's fine, my brother. We start out with a total of 7 under the TC and then 3 onto berries, sending the 6th villager over to get the hunt. It does work slightly better with elephantos, but should work just fine with boars. I've done it in trial runs with boars as well. It just happens to be this way. It would even work a little bit better on runestone, for example, where you have 4 deer rather than 3 deer. It is going to require you to push in the deer, so that is a downside on it. But if you wanted to, you could probably go 1 or 2 more villagers up and not have to push in the deer, although that being sort of it's just super duper tight. I think you have to kind of push in the deer if you want to make this work. Why Sicilians for this super fast night rush? Well, Sicilians can, one, sell all of the stone, which is fantastic. We're gonna go for a stable market for our buildings to go up, and in addition, they take 33% less damage against spearmen, which is probably the counter to this strategy, as your opponent is still going to be in feudal when you go in with all of your stuff. So we have now put our 7 onto the elefante. We have our 3 onto the burritos, and now it's going to be 5 onto wood in order to get enough wood for the barracks. It is going to idle just ever so slightly, and the wood count is really, really nice. There is a way to do it more risque. Look at that pathing over there. Absolutely delightful. Making sure that we have a house in time, and F. We definitely don't have that in time, and we're house. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I think you can get a 1330 with continual night production relatively easily, and you can even get bloodlines with this strategy, which is super duper nice. We're moving those villagers over just because of the deer, and now once we have 5 on the wood, we're going to go for an additional 4 onto food up until you have 19 population, including your scout. Make the barracks and food, because it's good. This one I opted for the loom variant, but you could also do this without the loom, and I'll explain what is the advantage and the disadvantage of each one. Obviously, the disadvantage of having no loom is that you could potentially get wrecked by scouts or archers before you actually get your stable up. Now we move over some additional for 8 onto wood. It was 5. We put 3 more onto it. Push in our last deer, and it is so freaking tight, like a Toiger over here to get that stable up. With Khmer, this works so much easier because you don't need to spend the 175 on the racks. So that means that you can just chill forever. But wait a second, Poopler. How are you going to get gold in the long term? We get that you can get gold from the market in the short term. Well, we're actually going to use some of that gold to then pick up wood to then make a mining camp. Yes, the ridiculousness of this build is delicious. We are 40 seconds away from feudal, and the trees are just perfect for this. There's 95 wood in here, and that's all the additional wood that we will require to make both the market as well as the stay bells. And up. And here we go. We're going to go for that Marquito now. We're a little bit short on food. Don't worry about it. We're not going to make any additional villagers. These guys should go onto the sheepers. Nice, 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 nice. And then once we have the wood for a stable, we're going to click them onto the stable, have everybody else go onto the food. And once again, we're going to just be able to continuously produce knights. Now look at this base from my opponent. Like, holy guacamole, what did he go for? The scout got in before those full walls came up. Stable is up. Sell all of these stone. Oh, why don't you just buy an additional 100 food here? You could, but then you're going to be in a situation where you can't afford buying the additional wood, which you actually need more. So we just wait till we get the food, then we click up. Now, because we got the loom, this is the disadvantage. Normally you would be able to make a mining camp, but because we got loom, you're not able to. So you're going to have to sell 100 food in order to get the the gold required to get the wood for the mining camp, which can then get you more gold again. To keep producing knights, you need 7 on food and 6 on gold, but we don't even care about the long term over here. A poop lord economy is everybody on gold. I think Saracens would also work pretty well with this build. Since this is a relatively generic build, minus that you need the 100 extra stone, I mean, you could do this with Saracens as well, maybe 20 pop for Saracens might be, I don't know, we'll have to figure it out. Remember the 25 knights in 25 or 20 minutes that we did with Saracens? Yeah, that was a bad strat, but it was really fun. It was really fun. Bloodlines on the way. I managed to pick that up before Castel comes out, and now all we're going to do is pop out a whole bunch of Knighterinos, dividing our villagers onto both gold and burritos, using any excess gold to pick up wood for additional houses, which we also need. So you'll see that we buy another click of wood here that will get us 4 houses, and that will keep our knights producing for a relatively long period of time. My opponent is nowhere near the next age at this point. He is stonewalling absolutely everything out of fear for what is coming his way. He really needs to go up to the next age in hopes of trying to deny whatever is coming his way. He's putting stone walls absolutely everywhere. We're running around a little bit, trying to just mass up our knight numbers and run in there. Now, once again, spears. Why is capture 8 so buggy? Yeah, we do find that. Horsey, kill that. Try and break through on this house over here. And this is fully stonewalled on this side. So I'm like, you know what? Everybody on the house. Everybody on this house. Everybody on this house. How are you ever going to get through? Now, consider how big his base is. Could he really afford stone walls everywhere? And my logic is probably not. He does have a barracks, but he doesn't have a stables yet, or an archery range for that matter, and we do manage to just break through that house ever so barely, and he instantly calls the GG as the knights rush into his base. Holy moly, that was tight. That was tight. He was like 16 seconds away from Castel Age. Let's see here. He even like market walled there to try and get the additional surface area. He had 20 seconds away, and then he just got obliterated. Given that he can probably keep producing knights, potentially even from 2 stables outproducing us, but he's going to lose so many villagers along the way, and we already have a total of 8 knights and counting. It's going to take him a relatively long time to get the knight numbers to fight our knights. In addition, our knights have bloodlines, which he would also have to pick up. I guess he could pick up like the defense upgrade and the attack upgrade to compensate for that. Even still, that's not great. Maybe he can monk defend over here. That would potentially work in denying all of this. And yeah, this is the Sicilian super fast continual knight production. I wonder if there's any way to shave off additional time of this, but this is the best that I could come up with, given the amount of time that I had to think about this. And that's a pretty spicy feudal age time, a 926, so that's faster than his feudal age time, and he's not even fast castling. We are, and we hit that 1329. He's probably looking at like a 1820 castle with full walls which were broken. Maybe you could have gone for a tower or something in that nature as well. Put like a couple towers on key positions over here. If you maybe put a tower like right here, that might have been a little bit tricky. Like right there. That way it's still in range of the TC and defends his gold. I don't know. Standard 1700 Elo stuff. And with that, don't let your memes just be night dreams. That was so satisfying. Super duper satisfying. Poop Lord out.